Fucking scumbag. You're a fucking piece of fucking shit. You're trash. You're a snitch piece of fucking shit.
Who's a snitch?
Get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking snitch. You could stay busy and record me for a while. Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, boys and girls, what's going on? It's your boy Rec Media, back at again with another feminist cringe compilation video. And as per usual, boys and girls, make sure you're smashing that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and hitting those bell notifications for the next cringe compilation videos. Anyway, boys and girls, I'm doing another giveaway, so make sure you smash that like button ultra hard. Make sure you're commenting about your favourite bit of the video, and I'll be sure to pick out one of you lucky winners. But without further ado, boys and girls, let's get into the video.
What do you think about the women's draft? What do you think about them calling for a draft on women?
I was extremely disappointed when I saw that the Senate passed that NDAA version with the amendment to force women to register for the draft. Adding women to the list of people who are being oppressed by forcing them to, to register for the draft is a horrible idea. And I just wonder what the Democrats and the Republicans have planned next.
So why are you wearing your bra on the outside of your shirt? What are you trying to get across?
Well, we're saying bust up militarism, bust up war spending, disarm, and we're all for feminism, but not for militarism. And we need people to understand that women want peace.
It's me again, Kayla. Today I'm going to be talking about feminism.
Put something nice on. You look like a busted Daytona stripper in that shit.
Now, I consider myself a feminazi just because I really don't think that I need a man in my life. And this whole thing about a man should be there to be the provider for the woman, breadwinner for the woman, to support a woman, all that stuff, I don't think that's right. Feminists, on the other hand, they want equal rights with men. I don't. I believe that me, personally, people like me, women, are stronger than men. We are survivors. I just think that a man should be getting paid less than a woman. For those of you who think that we don't need feminism in this world, what the fuck are you talking about? Where are you thinking? Where is your brain? We need feminism in this world just for the simple fact that women still don't get paid as much as a man does. Men look down on women. Why is it okay for a woman to dress like a man? This is just based on my observation. When it comes to a trans woman, men feel so intimidated. Their masculinity gets questioned when they see a beautiful trans woman. Till to this day, women get paid 70 cents less than a man who is working the same job in a workplace. I think we need more feminazis in this world to fight for women's rights. And this is why Jesus was considered a feminist, is because he actually had disciples who were women. He believed that women should have equal rights. Jesus was a feminist. I'm a feminist. Do I look ugly? I mean, come on. Like, I'm a feminazi, so look at me. I'm fucking hot.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about feminism. I feel that everyone these days should know what feminism is. They should know that feminism is nothing more than wanting the sexes to be equal. And so if you say you're not a feminist, there's only two kind of possibilities. You're either a sexist and therefore a fucking awful person and a scumbag.
The fuck?
It's not the job of women to educate men about sexism. And don't tell me that you believe in equal rights, but you just don't like the word feminism. Who gives a flying fuck if you don't like the word? I'm not gonna campaign for this movement to be called the egalitarian movement. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the term feminism. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's a word. You can call it whatever the fuck you like. It's gender equality. And if you don't believe in gender equality, then you're a prick. And if you aren't actively standing up and speaking out for the rights of women, Every day, even little things like when a woman is talked over in the boardroom, or when she's patronised, or when she's catcalled, or when she's touched inappropriately at work, if you don't stand up and stop that, if you don't call out your friends on their banter when they're joking about rape, then you are part of the problem. This first world, privileged country, 1 in 5 women will be the victim of a sexual assault in their lifetime. And 1 in 4 women will be a victim of domestic violence.
Are you sure about that?
So, are you a feminist? Because I am. And I'm not going to apologise for being angry. I know that misogynists of the internet are going to crawl out of the woodwork and throw insults at me and try and debate with me because that's what these people do. But you know what? I'm not having the debate. Fuck you and see ya.
Why every time you speak I want to throw the fuck up?
I'm gonna go on a little bit of a Feminist 101 rant. So, I'm on my period right now. It's just, there's nothing great about it. But what bugs me, and a lot of other people, is when periods are associated with womanhood. Not all women get periods, or have uteruses, or have ovaries. Some women don't have periods. Some men have periods. Some people who have no gender at all have periods. Some non-binary folk, trans folk, many different other kinds of identities, some of them have periods. But no, not every woman has a period. So what gets me really angry is when I, a person who does have a period, goes to the store to buy some hygiene products. Of course, all it says is women's hygiene or feminine hygiene, and everything is gendered, so you can buy like pink tampons and pink pads. Like somehow these materials are just inherent to womanhood. And for those of you who are new to feminism, it's okay if you don't know right away that gender and sex are different things. Okay if you're working through the narrative that you've been taught all of your life, that all women have periods or uteruses, vaginas, etc. But that's just simply not the truth. There is way more diversity out there, not to mention that there are more than 2 genders. There are more than 2 genders.
What are you, fucking stupid?
I feel I'm waiting for a stranger to accost me. God, I'll make that motherfucker sorry that he crossed me. I'm angry, I'm violent, I'm goddamn wild. I hide it with a smile, but I'm kind of always riled. Should I talk? I make nice, I sit and converse. Then I go home and bitch about you in my next verse. If you don't walk home in the dark, mark me. Fuck the police, and fuck the patriarchy.
Do you want to get down the street? Or do you want to stand here and look exasperated and disgusted?
Could you like stop interrupting you for 5 seconds?
Well, what is your question?
Have you ever been raped?
No, I haven't been raped. Well, actually, you know what? Let me correct myself. Let me correct myself. According to the definition of rape, what's the definition of rape? What is it? Get the etymology.
That's right.
Because yes, I have been seized. My ancestors were raped.
That's right.
From Europe and West Africa.
That's right.
Rape means to seize, right?
That is unfortunate.
Okay. It's unfortunate, right? That's what you Edomites always say. Now, do you have another question?
But have you ever had a cock shoved up?
No, I haven't.
Well, then great.
Well, you know what? I've shoved my penis into my women, and they like it. Yeah. They tell me to go rougher, to go harder. They say deeper. They say deeper. So I love it rough.
So all women want that.
Hey, sometimes I sneak in through the window without telling her unannounced.
Sometimes she takes. So what is your point though? What's your point of being up here? You brothers can get back in line.
Yeah, you can get away from the camera.
So what's your point? Do you have any grievances coming up here?
Of course I have grievances.
So state your grievances, please.
That that all men sexually harass women.
So you're saying, so you're generalizing that all men sexually harass women. What do you define as harassment?
Well, there's a kind of a broad spectrum between.
Kind of, right? She never encountered. Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up! You want to see the spectrum?
So do you want to have discourse, or do you want to use profanity?
First, there's interrupting me.
Okay, I'll let you speak. Go ahead, speak. Yeah. You got the floor.
Oh, really? Have I? Have you stopped interrupting me?
Go ahead.
No. There's a spectrum, and it ranks from interrupting to demeaning to belittling to raping women.
So interrupting, right? So what I just did, that was a form of harassment.
He says,
you gotta get out of here, man. We ain't none of them guys, all right? You ain't about to come up here and cause no spectacle. Call the cops.
Did any of you see him just physically assault?
Call the cops. Hey, don't touch me.
Hey! That is uncalled.
Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
That's right. All right? Coming up here causing mission. All right? Death to America!
That's right!
That's right! Look at her trying to play the victim. The lady white, go get the KKK, right? That's what the KKK is all about, right? Protecting white women here. She come up here trying to play the victim. Yeah. She come up here trying to play the victim.
Hey, get her. Y'all better get her.
Please, call the cops. Call the police, all right? She came up here assaulting us. It's on camera, right?
That's right.
Look at her. She came up assaulting us, all right?
That's right.
Ain't nobody, I was being cordial with the lady, and look who you got to come to the rescue, right?
Nigga,
right?
man.
Old Sambo, all right?
Nigga.
Get Proverbs 11 and 21, all right? Shall fall therein. Is that not what she was trying to do?
But she resisted.
Oh, she fucking up. Get it, yes!
Slam her head against the car.
Get her!
Taser.
Slam her on the ground!
Taser. Taser.
Come on, chill like the chick, nigga!
How about you on? Sorry, man.
Hey, and all you so-called black people, you should be rejoicing right now. You should be clapping your hands.
Justice.
They looking at us like, who's these niggas, man? You know? Fuck these niggas. Why don't you niggas get a job? Hey, man, hey, it's us against the world, but guess who's on our side, man? The most side, man. Right. So y'all can keep fighting. Give me Jeremiah 1, all right? So I'll keep fighting, all right? Keep fighting. You just gonna bloody.
How can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't, you know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Anybody can jump in. It's an open mic there.
Anyway, boys and girls, what's going on? It's your boy RicksMedia, back at again with another feminist cringe compilation video. And boys and girls, this video is a funny one, so make sure you're smashing that like button ultra hard, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell for the next feminist cringe compilation video. But before we start this video and get into the video, I have the gift card giveaway winner in the screen right now. Congratulations, and I'll be in contact with you shortly. But anyway, boys and girls, without further ado, let's get into the video.
When black people die, when black people are killed in a church, that's a fucking terrorist attack.
Whose fault is that?
A white man's.
It's a white man's fault. What about the fact that this young man was on psychotropic drugs?
What about the fact he had a fucking Confederate flag?
What about the fact that this man and almost every other mass killer has been on psychotropic drugs?
That means we have a mental fucking health problem, but it's also the fault of the white.
So let me ask you this. Do you know who's taking money from Big Pharma?
Hillary! Everybody!
Wrong! Donald Trump has taken $0 from Big Pharma. I stuck you on that one. Do you have anything else?
Fuck you!
Great comment! She's undefeated. Who's next?
And they're so incredibly impressed by how women appear to know what to do, and then they think, well, I'll go off and do extra work and make some money, and they justify it in that way.
Christopher, I've heard you say this.
Yeah.
And
well, now you're hearing me say it again.
No, but my point would be that I think after the 70s that is actually not true. That may have been true, but I don't think that is true, that men are so less capable of dealing with children and that it's better that they go off and earn money. You know, maybe the mother could go and earn some money. Did that never occur to you?
I'm not having any woman of mine go to work.
You know you're going to get into trouble if you go down there.
No, I won't. No, they don't need to work. They can if they like, but they don't have to.
You are joking.
No, I'm not. No, I would expect to. I would expect to take care of them. They work if you want, but you don't have to.
You are the commander's son, aren't you?
Yes. I am, yes.
You really mean that?
Sure.
You don't think women should go and work?
Yeah, I said they're welcome to do that. I'm thrilled if they want to. But if they don't want to, they don't have to.
Is this you being ironic? Is this your famous attachment to irony?
No. What's so difficult about it?
It's just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong.
No, they're called the gentle sex for a good reason. I want to see them. I want to see them coarsened in the coarsened in the labour market. No, not if they don't want to. They
You're
shouldn't
61,
feel they shouldn't feel they
not
have to.
180.
No, that's not good. I'm here to look after them. But no one got
Christopher,
it.
I've given you every single chance to opt out of that last statement.
No. I mean, that's my view. I don't think a Mrs. Hitchens should have to work.
It's been lovely to have you. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's very nice of you to invite me.
Please, a huge thank you to the sexist but charming Christopher Hitchens.
Thank you, Dan. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. It.
You had to say it. Thanks a lot.
Hi. Okay, so my question is, can you just do me a favor and define the terms, in your definition, white privilege, microaggression, and trigger warnings? Because it seems that we have very different definitions of it, and yours seem to be kind of one-dimensional and simplistic, which makes your arguments agreeable, yes, on the surface, but not... agreeable on the surface, yes, but not really anything more than basic.
Okay. Well, since you're already critiquing them, why don't you give me your definition? We can discuss that. That seems more productive.
No, actually, I just want to hear yours because that's how your whole... I want to know what your argument is based upon, and your definitions are what matters here, not mine. So please continue.
Okay, so I'll give mine, and then we can trade if you want, and we can have a whole discussion. It'll be awesome. So my definition of white privilege is that America was founded on racism, and that it is inherent in the Constitution of the United States and our legal system, and it is unremovable from the United States and our legal system. It is bound up in our economics, it's bound up in our intellectual system, it's bound up in all of the institutions that surround us, and therefore individual failings are largely due, or group failings, if there's disparity between groups, group failings are due to these institutional biases that have long predated the people who are born today, as opposed to the fault or responsibility of the individual today. Do you find that deeply wrong or unfair?
I think that's very one-dimensional, but can you please go on to microaggression? No, I'm just curious. I don't want to...
Sure. You can label it whatever you want. I was hoping to get your definition also so we can actually come to consensus if we could. I mean, that'd be more interesting to me. But if you want me just to define things, okay, dictionary time, okay. So microaggressions, according to Jonathan Haidt and Greg Lukianoff in The Atlantic, are largely defined as implicit statements that we make that offend other people without even knowing it. And they're based subjectively. They're not based objectively. So I can say something to you, like if I ask you where you're from, right? You can take that as a microaggression, particularly if you're from a foreign country, because you may be thinking that I'm thinking that you are a foreigner, for example. And to me, subjectivity in interpretation is significantly less important or decent for a society in which we actually have to talk to each other than objective meanings of words and statements.
Personally, I do agree with that definition to an extent. The comment that you made about having microaggressions allow someone to put their hands on them or allow someone to act negatively or aggressively or physically, I do disagree with that because I think that's taking a jump away from what microaggressions actually mean.
So then we'll call it microaggressions. So instead, why don't you just say, that offends me?
and which is perfectly fine. But I think that what microaggressions mean, you are taking it another step outside of what the common definition is, or at least the definition that I may use. I just think that we're
right. I mean, you're right that I'm extending the logic to what campuses actually do, namely punish people for microaggressions or take measures against them. So you may agree that something's a microaggression, there shouldn't be measures against it. I'm suggesting that we come to an agreement now, you and I, that the language of microaggressions ought to go away, and instead we'll just call them subjectively offensive statements, because that's more accurate. Microaggression implies there's something objectively aggressive about what I am saying to you if I say something to you that you don't like.
Well, I don't want to take too much time.
You know, it's interesting, so I'm glad you're here.
I will step by that one because I just forgot. Next one is trigger warnings.
Okay, so trigger warnings are again based on the idea that I'm going to say something to you that is, I mean, were you here? Yes.
Definition of it, because I think we have two different definitions of what all these terms.
The reason that I'm finding this conversation mildly unproductive is you're not giving me your definition so we can actually reach something here. Again, I'm happy to find things until the cows come home, but what I enjoy doing is actually figuring out, if you think I'm wrong, you tell me where I'm wrong, and then we can discuss where I'm wrong or not. That seems more productive to me. Wouldn't it be more productive to you? I mean, as opposed to me just saying
okay, so it would be more productive, but this is a large, it's a large group of people, and I want to state.
We have a long line.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
that. So, thank you.
Now, whether you've had a terrible situation happen to you, or whether you've had something nice happen to you, like you won
a college degree.
Like you won the last one. Oh, I dropped out twice.
Milo, go get it.
Milo.
Go get your pop.
Milo,
you don't have a college degree, right?
Sorry?
Milo, you don't have a college degree, right?
No, I don't.
How much money do you make?
A lot. I believe that the market rewards talent, hard work, and ingenuity. And I'm relatively willing to bet that I earn more in a year than this entire standing group will through their entire lives. If you have something to offer the world, whether or not you get a piece of paper, you can go out, offer it to the world, and the world will pay you a fair market rate for it. If you don't, you stand up with pieces of paper. Any other questions?
Milo, let me say, I heard you were accused of being a Nazi before, and as a Jew, thank you for being the nicest Nazi I've ever.
There's only one kind of camp I endorse, and it's what gave me this hair.
So I've actually got a two-part question. I know you've got a few of those tonight, so I'm sorry for belaboring this. The first one is, I am actually a PhD student, and actually there's a few math PhDs as well. We're academics. We're conservative, as you might imagine, and thankfully being in STEM, we're not really in danger of having any of the protesters in our classes.
For those of you on this side of the room, he's saying you're dumb. I'm explaining that because you're dumb. Sorry, sir, carry on.
So,